Hey guys, WrapDX here. Today I'll be showing you how to wrap the hood of a vehicle. Let's get started. So what you need is obviously vinyl. It's thrown in there. It's messy. A car. You'd need a squeegee. I don't have one here, that's embarrassing. Okay, let me go get one. So you need a squeegee. We recommend these squeegees, link in the bio. You need a tack, you just need something to wipe it off. Rubbing alcohol to prep it, to get all the grease off. And obviously it would be recommended to clean the car first. So today we'll be working on the Polestar. The gentleman dropped it off. We're going to be doing it Avery Satin light blue. Super cool color. It's probably going to look weird when we just do one piece, but once the whole car is complete, you guys can look at that, pictures of that on like our Instagram or something like that. I don't think we're going to post it on YouTube, so yeah, cool. Let's get started. So first, you want to wipe off the panel. If you haven't washed the car yet, you should wash the car first, but you want to wipe it off with some isopropyl alcohol. So I'll give you a few sprays. Make sure I not get the tag in there. Wipe this puppy off. And if you guys haven't wiped the edges off down underneath, you guys should probably do that. It's overlooked. There you go. Get that all-electric car, no engine. So you guys want to wipe off underneath these areas over here. So kind of want to spray some alcohol on the rag and wipe these down pretty thoroughly. It's often overlooked, especially if you haven't washed the car yet, if you're just wiping it off. But we definitely recommend washing the car and clay barring it before you start to get all the contaminants off the paint. And then also another thing too is that you want to make sure you inspect the paint for any rock chips, dings. Take video of the car before you start, because they're going to be pointing this finger at you, my guys, if you put it on and you don't point out that there's any rock chips or anything like that. So you make sure you want to protect yourself there. So just wipe the edges off, real nice. Awesome. All good to go. So just throw that in there. And then when you do it, you kind of just want to, don't shut the hood fully, just leave it like that. You'll see why afterward. So now I want to get some Primer 94. You don't have to use this if you don't want to, but we just apply it to all the corners, so it sticks a lot better. The longevity of the vinyl is better. So it's a little helping hand, and a lot of people use like these paint brushes and stuff like that, but all we're going to use is a little Q-tip. Open this up. Just want to go around in a little Q-tip, dip a little bit of that in there, just like that. Bam. Bam, right there. This one's a little bigger corner, so a little more bam. Bam, like that. Let's go over here. Bam, bam. And then if you see any installer using this on large areas and using like a big paintbrush or huge, they provide these like, I don't know what you call them, applicator pads. They don't know what they're doing, to be honest. If you're doing a car, you shouldn't need that. And then the people who say that you don't have to use primer, they're just judgmental. They're trying to put everybody down. So, I don't really care what people have to say about it, to be honest. But, it's good to use it in moderation. People are just too bent on two ends of the spectrum. And then the people who say they don't have to use it, that's just their ego talking because they think they're too good. So yeah, they just think they're great. And they should just chill out and not put other people down, other installers down, so that we could get more people in this community. So after you wipe it off, put some primer. You're gonna let it dry for about like a minute. You wanna get a Tack cloth, or we use a Tack cloth. It's just like a sticky cloth painters use. So we're gonna do that right before we put the hood down. So first thing we're gonna do is grab our piece. This is the color we're using. It looks pretty cool. Nice. Then I have a sprayer here. It's like a pressure sprayer. I'm gonna wet the whole ground in front of the car so that no dust gets picked up, because there's static. So I can wash the car as many times as I want, but there's gonna be static electricity when I peel the backing off. So it's gonna pick up some dust. So I'm gonna do that right now. Just spray a little bit. You don't have to go too crazy, but get a nice misting down and everything. Get some on the bumper here. Even though we washed the vehicle, it's never fully clean and free of dust. Dust is everywhere. So cool. Put that over there. I'm gonna walk here and just do some real quick. Cool, so now that the ground is wet, you want to be careful. Get the Tack cloth and just wipe in one direction. Get some dust off. The other side. And then the longer it takes you to do this, the wiping it off and then laying the piece, the worse, because you're obviously going to have more dust that accumulates. So wipe that off. The surrounding panels, a lot of dust comes from the windshield, so you want to be careful with that. And then preferably you want two people. There's a buddy, just tell him to help you out real quick. Just grab this, and Grayson's going to help me out. So just kind of, actually this way, yeah. Unroll it. And then yep. And then you want to do this kind of quick, so you want to make sure you peel everything off. Grab it. Awesome. That's how you lay it down. So now, if you notice, and he'll just, if you could just roll that up real quick. So now, I'll just wait for him to roll it up first before I start talking again. Cool. So now what you want to do is you see how the piece, I could start installing it right now, but that's not the correct way to do it, especially for a beginner. What you want to do is kind of go from corner to corner and glass it out. But the first thing that I would recommend doing is just to trim some of this excess off. So like over here in this corner, there's some excess, so just trim it down a little bit, and then you need to be careful not to cut the car. You can use scissors if you want, it doesn't really matter. Just something to cut some excess off. So, and it doesn't have to be pretty, because you're going to cut this off anyway. So cool, there you go. And then before you start, you kind of want to look at the piece and make sure there's nothing that's, you know, like there's a hole in it or something like that. That looks pretty good to me. There might be something over here, but is this a hole or? All good. So yeah, now what you want to do is after you lay it on is, and you inspected it, you want to pull from the corners. So you want to envision that there's a grid, like an X, Y axis, just a crosshatch in the middle, and you want to make sure you pull in a diagonal. So if, actually, I'm not gonna mark this film because it's a customer car, so I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure it looks perfect, but you're basically gonna grab the film, and you're not gonna pull too hard, just enough for it to, I mean, you can pull pretty hard, but just grab it like a triangle. There we go, like that. Boom, one side. Now, you're gonna do the other side too. You're gonna take the kind of from the corner. You're gonna make sure you untack it. Well, it's unstuck. Then, boom, like a triangle. You can pull pretty hard. So, I just want to go in the back corner, pull on it. So when you're pulling on it, you're basically thinking like, you want to just pull straight to the corner. So there you go. And then on this side, we're gonna pull on it. On this side, make sure it's unstuck. Cool. Now the material's basically glassed out. I'm going to trim the top part a little bit because there's a lot of excess in the middle part especially, so trim a lot of that. And then the less excess material you guys have, the easier the pieces to work with, just so let you know. And you want to make sure you're careful that you're cutting it so it's not on the car. Nice. Get that excess material away from us. Now the next thing we're going to do is just, after we kind of glass it out, looks like I still need to pull this corner a little bit. So let's do that real quick. We're going to like that. Done. Looks pretty good. That'll just come out. So now we want to get a heat gun to get started because there's a few imperfections that we just need to heat out before we start installing. Let's see, the heat gun's right there. Just grab this reel real quick. Cool. So kind of want to. So there's a few things here that don't worry about. Do you want to come over here, Grace, and show them this? So like right over here, there's like a little line that all you need to do is heat it out and it'll come out. So don't worry if there's stuff like this in the film. It's going to come right out with some heat. Just use the heat gun. There you go. And then the rest of it's just a mark that you can just wipe off after you're done. So just pull that to the corner. See, that's completely gone. So now there's a couple over here. So like there's a few, I don't know if you get this on the camera. There's a few like over here in this area. Did they see that? No? Okay, well, I'll heat these up because there's a few in this area that they'll just heat right out. Same thing with over here. There's just one in this area that I'm going to heat out real quick. Cool. So now that it's all pretty glassed out, just maybe this corner a little better. Cool. Now what you want to do is that you just want to take your squeegee, start from the middle, and then work out. So I'm going to start from the middle right here. This is a new buffer, by the way. Keep your buffers relatively new so you don't scratch up the material. There you go. Holding it at the squeegee at a little angle when you're squeegeeing helps. Don't just go straight down. So you want to hold it when you're squeegeeing. Don't hold it like that. Hold like this. And overlap your strokes. And if you guys do the work to glass it out, prep it correctly, this part should be a piece of cake. This is the easiest part of installing a hood, in my opinion. Even a bumper, any piece really, once you kind of set it up correctly, it's the hard part. This is the easy part. So you see we hit a little line. That's okay. Just kind of want to work with the body line, so you don't want to, I just want to stop squeegeeing right at the body line, not go over it, skip it, kind of want to work it in. So got that part's done, kind of want to do this top section. So you kind of want to work in halves because that way if there's something wrong, you can kind of peel one side back up. You know, if you just do random sections, you can't really peel it back up. So you see I'm working with the body line. So I see the body lines right here. I identified it. So now I'm just working with it instead of just trying to keep doing what I was doing. You want to read the car. So now you see when I get to the edge, I'm kind of picking it up because if I were just to go, you see there's air that gets trapped right there. So I'm just lifting it up. Real simple. So now see I'm still working with the body line. It goes all the way over here. Kind of ends right here, and you see like that, my squeegee touched because I wasn't working with the line. Now there's this air channel right here. It's not that big of a deal, but if you're going to do the whole thing is going to look like this, it's kind of a big deal because now you're going to get a stretch line here and a stretch line right there. There's going to be two stretch lines if it's a big recess, but here it's a pretty small one, so we can get away with it. And then the way you identify if something's too big to be stretched or it's fine is this just takes experience. You can take some classes, but you really learn through experience. So yeah. So now on the body line, I'm going to make sure I work it in a little bit. Just going to kind of take my squeegee and roll it over the line. And if you have a glove, a wrap glove, this would work good too. But if you know how to use a squeegee, you know, what's the point of switching tools? You know, just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So there you go. Now I worked in the body line using an angle, kind of, and you see that there's some air building up in here. So what I'm going to do is pick it up so that the air can escape. Just kind of get it a, probably is better to use this hand, right? So I don't block you. So I'm kind of holding it up because it's hitting the body line, so I'm kind of holding it up. I'm not pulling it at all. I'm just picking it up. So I'm holding it up, working air out. See, working the body line right here. There's one right there. So we finally got over that body line, so I can just set it back down. Just continue squeegeeing, holding it at that angle. Oh, see? So I got a little wrinkle here at the end because I was rushing it. So you don't have to worry about that to take that out. All you need to do is grab your heat gun. Just heat it up a little bit. Look at that, it just disappears. So don't panic when it comes to that, guys. Just take your time. Patience is the key here when it comes to wrapping. So look at that. So I got all this installed now. Now time to go to the other side. And then finish it off. So yeah, we'll probably time lapse it. And then, yeah. Hey guys, finished installing the other half of the hood. It was exactly the same as this half, who would have guessed. So now we're gonna go to doing some corners. They're not very sharp corners. There's a pretty sharp corner over there, but the best way to do these is I'm gonna get in the chair because my feet are starting to hurt a little bit. So do you mind if I sit? Or actually, let me open up the hood. So let's do that. Let's do that. So do you want to unstick it over there? Like just off all the other parts. Okay, now let me attempt to open this. Oh, there we go. We're good there. Cool. Now that the hood's open, we can cut it. So this is the fun part because it's harder than everything else, to be honest. Installing's not that hard. So now there's four corners on this whole hood. So there's these two. Actually, there's 8. Sorry, there's 8 corners. So there's these two up here. There's 2 in the back that probably need to redo the, like, move the camera a little bit so you guys can see it. And then it's 4 on the other side. So let's just... Cool. Yeah. So then, yeah, the logo's still okay. Cool. So first, we're gonna get our glove. That's a good idea, Alex. So if you guys have a, let's get a. Let me just get a new one. So recommend that you guys get like a wrap glove. These are my favorite wrap gloves. They're from Yellow Tools, Glove Max Pro Wrap. They're really slippery. I like them a lot. My only complaint is that they get dirty really fast because they're white, or they look dirty really fast. So yeah, but nothing money can't fix, am I right? You just buy more of them, you know? So just, yeah, Yellow Tools, if you're seeing this, I buy like, you can look at my account, I'm not lying. I bought like 10 pairs of these things because they just keep getting dirty. Pairs? Yeah, because they just keep getting dirty, so I just... Sell them in pairs? Yeah, look at my drawer. You think I'm lying? Come here, look. Look at this, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they just get dirty, so... No good. So now we need a clean one. You see that? Pristine.
Do they sell a lefty and a righty glove?
Yeah, but you could just like flip them over, you know? Look at that. See that, guys? Like John Cena.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now what you want to do is get your wrap glove and then finger it over the edge. And then when you get to a corner, you want to heat it up a little bit. You just need to warm it up. You don't really need to heat it up that hot, just until it gets pliable. So oh my god, it unplugged. I don't know. Whatever.
How did that happen?
I don't know. We'll save it for that side. Fuck it. All right, let's hand me that one. Dude, are we getting shorter or is this thing getting higher up? Because I feel like every time I want to reach it, like it's like I need to reach up higher and higher every time. Am I tripping?
No, because it's reachable, is it not?
Yeah, but sometimes I just feel like I'm going to reach higher lately. I don't know why. Maybe I'm shrinking. That'll be fun.
I love when there's things that like are, just out of reach and people just it's pretty humbling.
So you want to warm it up. Make sure the heat gun's not on that high of a setting. Put the heat gun down. I know this is tedious. You want to pull like we were doing the hood, so in like a triangle. Like that, not too hard. Bam. Look at that shit. Huh? Zoom into that shit right there. And since we put a dab of primer, hit them with a dab, that's never going to come up.
I'm cutting that part.
Just because you said you cut it, you're going to cut it. I did. So, got this part right here. Warm it up. Put it down. Oh, look at that. Just working everything over the edge. Oopsie daisy, what's this? There you go. With the wrap glove, it makes it a lot easier, so you just glide your finger across. You got these ones right here. You can just cut this out, make it a little easier. warm it up, put it down. Bam, right there. It's a nice corner. Oh, I got a message from, is that you? That was the computer. Ignoring that, it's my mom. Okay. Anyway, so what you want to do is you want to do the corners first and then work inward to the edges. Don't do the edges and then the corners, because if there's any tension, any movement, you want to make sure that you can work it all out on the straight part. So yeah. Get this corner right here. Bam. Bingo, bango, bongo. Got that in right here. So it's good to go. It looks really good, actually. And then after you're done with the corners, just hit them with a little bit of heat. You can hit them up more aggressively. This is just to make sure that they're going to stay down. So you're just post-heating it. And if you install this correctly, when you heat it up, all this stuff, it should just stay flappy. It shouldn't be pulling back up. If it starts pulling back up, like I'll show you an example. I'll show you an example on on a piece, like a little corner piece over there. I'll cut off a little piece. But if you're pulling it too hard, it's just going to come spring right back up. So if I were to, let's say, grab, let's see here. Let me grab a little piece off of this thing. Yeah, let me cut off a piece off here. So let me go grab a knife. That'd be a good idea too. I'll have a knife in my pocket. So if we're to go grab a knife, cut a little piece off here, a little strip. Say we're to install it right here. Yeah, it's nice. Looks good. Then I'm going to heat it up and try and pull it around this corner. I'm going to pull it super hard. So I'm just going to pull on it. So let's say it's like that. I'm pulling to the edge. So I'm going to, like that. I'm going to pull and install it like that. So what's going to happen is when I heat it up, you see how it's not relaxed. You see how it's just springing back? So when I want to heat it up, look, it'll spring back. See that? So it's not staying like that. It's trying to pull back what it's trying to do essentially. So it's not staying relaxed. Over here, let's try and Kobe this and get this on camera. Nice, I got that down. So if I heat this up, you see that there's no movement here. It's not trying to pull back. Look at that. And I'm heating it up pretty substantially. See that? It's not, look how floppy it is. It's not trying to pull back. So just heat up the edges. Cool. Off to the other side. Tucked in a little bit. Let's see. So hey guys, just finished up the other side. We're gonna get to cutting it. So let me show you what I use to cut stuff, and there'll be a review on this a little later. So what we use to cut stuff is this Yellow Cut Master from Yellow Tools.
Wait, I can't get the focus. There you go.
Yeah, super nice. We'll flip it over, see the other side. Super ergonomic. There's going to be a review on this, so don't worry about that if you guys want to know more about it. And also another thing that we use is, we believe, the best blade. Olfa, stainless steel. What degree is this?
30.
No, it's not the 30. This is the 70-something degree. So it's pointier than your standard blades. So grab one out of here. Show you guys. So this, no offense to whatever blades they put in these, when you get with them, they're honestly not that good. They're pretty sharp, but the edge doesn't last long. The difference with this one is it's just about as sharp, but the edge lasts a lot longer. So yeah, there's a trade-off. But so yeah, just take this out real quick. I'll throw it away. This whole thing, we don't use them. I don't like them, so just throw it away and replace it with our blade. And then these work with the Yellow Cut Master, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that. They're compatible. As you can see, there's a pointy end, maybe a little bit different than what you're used to. So yeah, let's get to cutting. So I'm gonna put my glove back on. And kind of what you want to do is, so you have it wrapped over the edge, right? So you kind of just want to follow the edge. So we need to get a close up of this. So you're close. Do you want me to cut with my left hand? So yeah, you can see.
Will open it up.
Yeah, so the left hand. Okay. I got not to flex, but cut with both hands. Sorry guys, if you guys are new, but yeah, it takes a while. So basically, you see that edge right there, like there's a little shadow sticking right there. I'm just gonna poke the blade in there and then follow it through. So just switch like that so you guys can still see. That's looking good. Cool. Yeah, so now go this side so you guys can see. And you guys don't need to cut, so like the blade only has to be out this, like at most this far. Sometimes this, like this is, ideal. This, I mean, you could cut like this, but I don't know why, so just, keep it like this. You don't want to have it sticking out like this. That's, you're going to scratch the car because, you're going to poke something in, like, let's say you're working on something like this. You're going to stick it all the way in, and then you're just going to end up scratching the whole inside of the door. So, yeah, fuck that. So, you don't want that to happen. So now I just keep going. And I always want to keep a little bit of tension on the part that I'm pulling. So. I messed up on the end here. Just lift this up a little later and cut it. It's no big deal. As long as you're not damaging the car. That's the first priority. You can always clean up your cuts afterward, it's no problem. That's a nice cut right there. Looks good. Cool, almost done. So now on the back side, you just kind of want to, on the back side of the hood, it's kind of tricky if you're not used to it, because you have to use like your opposite hand if you want, unless you want to reach and do this. You know, it's easier just to reach with your hand that you can reach out further. You just want to have the blade out about this far. You know, you maybe want to get a sharp blade so it's sharp. I mean, not a sharp blade, a new blade. So to snap it off, all you do is just take whatever their blade breaker you have is and then stick it out so that you can just, easy. So, cool. Back to action. So yeah, you want to stick it out about this far, you know, and then stick it in right here. See that wrist mobility? It's pretty. Oh, flipped. Yeah, cool. So now you got basically half of it done. One felt swoop, it was good. Just gonna cut this excess off right here. We'll go over to the other side. And if you notice, so when I hold it in, and then Grayson can come in and show them after I finish cutting this. Oh, make sure that it's, you hold it up so it's not. Cool. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that maybe we can demonstrate it on this side, maybe, or let's demonstrate on this side because they can still see us, right? So maybe let's demonstrate on this side. So when you're cutting it, the blade is not like this. This is dragging onto the paint. The blade, you want to keep it so that the end, this end, is resting on the car. Like you see that, you can drag it. If I try to tilt this like this and drag it, it's going to scrape the paint. So when I'm cutting, I have it at a little bit of an angle. You know, I'm not sticking in, like I said, not like this. You know, you might hit something like I'm going. I'm gonna hit this stuff up. I'm gonna damage it. You just want to have a little bit of the tip out. This is the most you need, like that, and then angle it out, and then just drag it along like that. Super easy. It just takes a little bit of practice. It's not easy, but it just takes a little practice, and afterwards it's easy. So now I'm gonna finish up actually we can go to post heating. So what they wanna do is like post heat your corners, and then I'll clean up my cuts after I post heat my corners, and then we'll show you the finished product. So yeah, I guess I'll just show you how to post heat real quick. So maybe if we could get to this corner over here. So you just want to make sure you post heat it so it's pretty hot. You don't want to burn the film. It just take a little bit of time to know what's right. So you kind of want to just heat it up. Oh, piece of metal. So just heat it up. And if it's not moving, it's not gonna peel back at all. So after you kind of heated that up, post-heated it, the edge is locked in, you know, for however long the material is supposed to last. So yeah, I'm gonna get going, post-heat all these edges, and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Big reveal.
Okay guys, we're back. The hood is done, and yeah, that was how to wrap a hood. This is a Polestar in Avery Satin light blue. Feels really nice with the glove on it, so I keep rubbing it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or if you guys have any comments to make about what I left out or any constructive criticism, we'd really appreciate it. And for now, we'll see you guys later.